I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. It is Saturday with all of its splendor. I won't be before you long. I promise myself that we will at least talk once a week about relationships, and I missed Friday. So this is my makeup session Saturday so that we can get it in. Tomorrow's my birthday, right? You know that? All right, now. So if you want to send me something, you can look on my page at the P.O. Box 31702. I ain't ashamed. And send it to 21207 zip code, or just go to my website, www.richardtcook.com, and donate. But listen, just want to chime in real fast, and I want to talk about something about misleading a person, because oftentimes when we have relationships and the relationships goes astray, we tend to try to maintain as friends. And you'll have a lot of women trying to maintain friendships with men, but you don't have a lot of, hey Nina, you don't have a lot of women, Keisha and Lamont, Michelle, you don't have a lot of men trying to maintain an equal relationship with a woman. Let me say this to you and before I begin, so that you can clearly understand where I'm coming from with this. It's harder for a man to be strictly platonic with a woman as a friend unless he's not attracted to her. Please understand that. Let me show you. It's harder for a man to stay platonic with a woman that he has ever had a sexual encounter with. Hard. And you can go ahead and dress it up. I had these women that's talking crazy, talking about, oh yeah, we best friends and so on. Let me tell you something from a psychological standpoint, and I don't talk about when understand this, and please don't ever, please don't misunderstand. I don't talk about something and I'll let you know if it's based off of my historicals or based off of my experiences or whatever. I'm only talking about facts, right? So when a man sees a woman that he's ever dated, the one thing that comes to his mind is their sexual encounter, so that you can understand that. And I'm gonna get to this. I'm just laying the foundation before we go any further. When a man sees a woman, the thing that comes to mind is his sexual encounter. And sure, a woman might see a man, and in her mind, she perhaps may think about what happened, how he's doing, and all that. We ain't thinking about that. Okay, so when you try to be a friend to a man, right? When you try to, and I'm sitting in the sun just came out, so it's burning it, so I'm gonna cut this short, right? So you have these women who try to be friends with a man, thinking that the friendship is innocent, and it's really not innocent. Most of the women who have these relationships with the man think that it's innocent, and it's really not innocent. I don't know if I'm breaking up or not. And then you have the men who have women on their radar, and they think that they're going to hit, or they look for opportunities to hit, and they just zoom in on that. And so that's their aim in sticking around. So you have one person who's wasting time thinking that they're going to get somewhere in the man, and then you have a woman who's really leading the man on, thinking that everything is just cool, when you're really playing yourself. So let me just give you from a psychological perspective, let me give you the gist of it. From a man's perspective, right? From a man's perspective, we only have two senses in the center of our brain. Women have about 7. They have a whole bunch. right? So what that means is that men can the average man, and you might have those jokers that play games and lie and just go all over. The average man can only do one thing at a time, right? Because we only operate with two senses, right? So a woman can do a multiplicity of things at one time. They can think differently. So if a man is looking at a football game, his mind ain't on nothing else, right? So if he's doing something, his mind can't go, because he doesn't have the capacity, the mental wherewithal to handle that capacity. Whereas a woman can have her thoughts on what she needs to get from the market, who she needs to call, and so on and so forth. So let's go a little deeper. So when you break up with the man, right? What's up, Daniel? When you break up with the man, right? And you clearly tell him you don't want to be bothered, it's over, don't even come at you with that, right? The mere fact that and you hang up with him, right? And he told you again, the mere fact that you had a conversation with him in his mind means she still has something for me. Did you hear what I said? You break up with him, right? Listen to this. You break up with him. I don't want to be bothered with you. It's over. Don't call me no more. You dog, you cheat, all of that. You tell him that. Then you hang up on him. And you meant it. Because you can handle that. Because your emotional capacity and your shut-off mechanism says, I can do that. But in his mind, and he calls back and you answer or you respond to the text, in his mind, he thinks that it's an opportunity. And you're leading him on. You're leading him on. Whenever we call dating, right? Whenever we to the spectrum called dating. See, in the 60s, women were raised to be wives. And men were raised to go out and take care of the household from an egotistical standpoint. You wasn't a man if you ain't taking care of your household. I'm talking about this is in the 40s and so on and so forth. Right? Nowadays, men are just savages. And you know what? You have a lot of women who's trying to become savages. And so you got the pot calling the kettle black. I'm saying to you, if when you cut something off, don't play with it. For my men, when you cut it off, stop playing games and thinking that you still have an opportunity with it. All you're doing is committing a spiritual suicide, an emotional suicide, and a mental suicide. And for the women, when you say no and cut them off, cuts it off. Point blank. You can't continue to meander around with your life. When you look at how much you make an hour, right? And I'm gonna shut it off after this. When you look at how much you make an hour, right? Hypothetically. Say, for instance, you have somebody that makes $20 an hour, right? Or $30 an hour. And you keep, and you're at work or whatever, or outside of work, and you texting this person. It takes about a minute to send a text. 30 seconds for that person. There's 30 seconds for you to read the text, and then another 30 seconds for you to respond to the text. And now you have an abundance of text. If you ever look at how many texts you send out, it would disgust you. So if you take a minute per text, right, and you take that times 2,000 texts, that's 2,000 minutes. If you divide 60 into that 2,000 minutes, you'll come up with like 32 hours. You've just wasted, and you're making $20 an hour. So 20 times 30 is $600. I'm sorry, 20 times 32 is $640. So you have just wasted $640 on somebody who don't even want you. Stop playing games. Stop playing games. You understand? Let me say this to you. You have to put some restrictions on yourself. And I'm going to close with this. If you ever get a chance, look up Pablo's dog. They did an experiment years ago, many years ago. A psychologist, what he did was he had a dog, right? And so he takes the dog and he puts a choker on his neck. The dog, he starves the dog for a couple of days, to the degree that the dog was so hungry that when what he did before, he would let the dog come out and eat the steak, right? So he's eating the steak for a couple of days. Then he puts the thing around his neck. It makes the dog hungry, then opens the cage so the dog can run eat. But every time the dog ran to eat, it choked him. And it hurt. Every time the dog ran to eat, it choked him again. And it hurt. So now he's conditioning him. So when he puts the steak in front of him again and he pops the cage, the dog doesn't even run for the steak. It doesn't matter how hungry he is. He doesn't run for the steak. Why? Because he has been conditioned. And if I run, I'm going to be choked. Doesn't matter how good the steak looks. I'm going to be choked. You have to condition yourself that when the person is gone, cut them straight up. Men, don't call her no more. Don't text her. Bye. I know the sex might have been good, or she might have did this. Let me tell you something. There's something else out there for you, but you'll never know if you don't explore. For my women, if you continue to listen and text and all of that, and keep that spirit around, you will keep that spirit around. That spirit that almost took you out. That dirty who already slept with somebody, and now he's taking whatever he caught over there. You risking all that for him to bring it to you? No, we don't play those games. You wasting $600 or whatever you think you're worth on that. No, we don't play those games. We don't play those games. So as a result, I'm saying to you, you have to condition your mind for greatness. If you're going to be determined to be great, me and my buddy, and I'm gonna close with this for real. Me and my buddy Bird was talking yesterday, right? So we was talking about our circle. You know what I mean? And the people that's in our circle, we either they're equal or over top. Anytime that you have people around that's your equal, you're not growing. Anytime that you have more or mentally above somebody or whatever, you're not growing. And so him and I were talking, and we came up with the conclusion. Sometimes we feel so threatened by a person because they have so more that we shrink. And like I said before, the reason a lot of us are not where we want to be and who we want to be with, simply because three things. You haven't cut off the old person and you hadn't positioned your mind and conditioned your mind for greatness. That's number 2. And you haven't launched out to be with somebody who is great. Let me give it to you again. The reason a lot of people are stuck in that capacity is because they haven't let go of the mediocrity or the average person, because they still have those spirits lingering around, right? They haven't conditioned their mind. Keep in mind what I said, and I encourage everybody, look up Pablo's dog when you get a chance. They had conditioned their mind that they're going to be great and not going to settle for less. And they haven't launched out, and nor are they willing to take the risk to be great. I would rather die than to be average. I'd rather die than die mediocre. You got to want it, babe. I'm trying to tell you, you got to want it best for yourself. I'm going to go hang out with my son for my birthday. The whole weekend I planned around him. Everybody say, Rich, you ain't gonna go nowhere? You ain't gonna turn up somewhere? No, I'm not doing it. Because I'm investing my greatness into somebody who I want to be better than me. Who are you investing in? Have you conditioned your mind to be great? Man, I love you. Be blessed. Be encouraged. Greatness is right there. It's within you. All you got to do is just pull it out you. But do you really want to pull it out? Only time will tell, baby. I love you.